Welcome back. You're still watching Morning Live here on SABC 2. Now, conversations about the need for blood donation in South Africa has been spoken of for many, many years. And according to the South African National Blood Services, the demand has peaked over the years. So ahead of the World Blood Donor Day taking place tomorrow, we have invited the South African National Blood Services Communication Officer, Communication Manager rather, Vanessa Raju, to come to tell us more about the importance of blood donation. And we'll also be speaking to one of the beneficiaries of blood transfusion, Zandile Mashaba. Ladies, good morning to you and welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning, thank you.
Thank you very much indeed for your time. Let's start with you, Vanessa. You know, it's always been said that people should, volunteer to donate blood, and it hasn't really been the case. Where is the problem? Do our people really understand the importance of donating blood?
I think as the blood service, we try really hard to have education sessions and really spread the message on the importance of donating blood. But sometimes it does fall to deaf ears, and we do go into crisis situations often, especially over the holiday periods and winter as we're going into it now. We find that there's a steady decline in the number of people who come through and donate blood. So I think the message isn't always felt as it should be in terms of understanding just how important that blood donation is to a patient who needs it.
And I believe that people only get to understand how important it is to donate blood only when they find themselves in a situation whereby they are in need of blood.
We find that very often, or someone they love, their family member has desperately needed blood. Then you understand that the interest in blood donation peaks because they feel it much more closely in terms of how it impacts their life. And I think that's the message we want all our citizens to understand, that if you are well enough to donate blood, put yourself in the situation should you ever need blood, or your family member, and there isn't any available for transfusion at that time.
So there might be even lack of education, because you find some people don't even know their blood type at times.
Well, absolutely. And I think it really comes around with the fact that people need to be interested in blood donation and understanding the importance of it. We can't order blood from anywhere. We rely greatly on the public to get involved and start donating blood, because without their help voluntarily, we're unable to help patients who need it.
Okay, let me bring you Zandile here. Share your story with us as to how you ended up being the recipient of blood.
Okay, I gave birth to my son on the 1st of February, and subsequent to that, there was a mishap that happened during the actual cesarean section that I had. I had then a renal failure and got infected and needed a blood transfusion to fight off or to ward off the infection. I had about 4 pints of blood actually transfused inside, so that I could actually ward off the infection. So it was quite a scary experience, because you go in there giving birth, you don't think you might be a possible candidate for a blood transfusion.
Did you ever think, has it ever crossed your mind that one day you'd be in need of blood?
Absolutely not. You always assume it has to do with incidences or accidents on the road. You never think it could be something that could be medically done, from just a simple thing like having a baby. I mean, it's so natural. Everybody else goes through it, so you never know what could happen. So that was my experience.
So it goes back to what I was asking Vanessa, that you do not necessarily get to understand the importance of donating blood until you find yourself in such a situation.
That's true. And I also think it's just ignorance on our part, and it's not like the messages are not there.
It is ignorance.
We're just not interacting enough with the information that is out there to actually find out what it's about, and we automatically just not pay attention because it doesn't affect us. And it's just sad that we need to know how important it is, because it's not just about somebody else. It could also just affect you at a time when you mostly don't think about it, that it would affect you as well.
Because when you go to the malls, we do see South African National Blood Services employees, they're asking us to donate, and we just pass as if it's not as important as it is.
That's true.
But how has it changed your life?
I'm more aware, I'm keenly aware of what blood transfusion is and the need to actually donate blood. I think for me, it was also just sensitized me to, using information or getting more knowledgeable about things, because I'm telling you, if you're not clued up about stuff, it makes you fearful and you don't know what you're talking about. So I think get as much information as you can. Empower yourself to be able to make decisions about donating blood, so that you're not fearful of it. It takes such a short time. You know, I was afraid of needles and stuff like that. You always think about all these silly things that really don't matter. But the ultimate end is that you get to give somebody else a second chance at life. And I think that's the greatest gift you can give anybody else in need.
So at times the misconceptions about blood giving, they actually keep people away from donating blood.
Sure.
I mean, you mentioned the issue of needles.
Yeah.
Most of the people are actually afraid of needles. But now, Vanessa, tomorrow is World Blood Donor Day, and it's being remembered or celebrated under the theme Blood Connects Us All. Tell us more about the theme.
Well, internationally, the 14th of June is celebrated by all blood transfusions around the world. It's really to acknowledge donors, give them thanks for contributing and helping their country's health system in terms of helping patients. Tomorrow, as the theme is mentioned, Blood Connects Us All, I think that in its sense speaks to what Zandi has been talking about. Without the help of the public, we're unable to help others. And in that way, by donating blood, we become one. We connected to each other. You know, we're a community of humanity. We have the ability to help each other. And this is one simple action that you can do in helping uplift your community. We encourage our donors to do it at least 4 times a year. It takes only 30 minutes. That's 2 hours in an entire year.
4 times a year?
Yes.
Okay, and in terms of weight, how much should a person be weighing before they can go about donating blood?
The minimum requirements to be a donor, you have to be between the ages of 16 and 65, weigh a minimum of 50 kilos, and obviously be in good health and live a sexually safe lifestyle. That's your minimum requirements. When you come through, you'll be asked to complete a questionnaire. It looks at your health and your lifestyle. And based on your answers, you'd either be deferred if your answers aren't up to what it should be. And that's really based on the fact that we rely on safe donors, and the safety of the blood is vitally important.
Okay, now ladies, that's where we're going to leave it this morning, but thank you very much for your time. And you were saying that winter season is usually the season whereby you experience a dip in blood donation.
Absolutely.
So people should go out there and donate. Okay, now you do that. Thank you very much indeed. There you have it, South African National Blood Services Communication Manager, Vanessa Raju, talking to us about the importance of donating blood, and one of the beneficiaries of the blood transfusion, Zandile Mashaba, sharing with us her story this morning. Well, we're taking a break. When we come back, we'll be giving you a full update of news for 7 o'clock. Stay tuned.